Now, Northwest Families, brought to you by Washington Dental Services Foundation and the Mighty Mound. Learn how you can unleash the power of oral health.
Welcome to Northwest Families. I'm Shaniqua Manning. A reality TV show could be responsible for a big health trend. A recent study found that MTV's 16 and Pregnant contributed to an almost 6% reduction in teen pregnancies during the year and a half after it debuted in 2009. That accounts for about 1/3 of the overall decline in teen births in the U.S. during that period. Now, the researchers tracked Google and Twitter and said they saw a spike in terms like birth control and abortion whenever a new episode aired. They also looked to see whether high viewership in certain areas corresponded with a bigger drop in teen births. And guess what? It did. Well, joining me now to talk about this trend is Amy Lang, a sexual health educator based in Seattle. So good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Well, these shows, 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom, they've been criticized for glamorizing teen pregnancy, but this time we're hearing they may actually have a positive impact.
Yeah, it looks like they really had an impact on teens' decision making when it comes to their sexual health. And I have said for years to parents, watch this with your teenagers. It's gritty, it's real, it's terrifying, and I think that I love to say this, I think I was right. And it's a huge drop in the teen birth rate, which there's a corresponding drop in the pregnancy rate as well. But the way they gathered the data, they couldn't track that, but it just goes without saying. If the birth rate's lower, the abortion rate's lower, the pregnancy rate overall was lower.
I'll be honest, I have a difficult time watching this show.
Oh yeah, it's
much
hard.
less with my teenager.
It's hard, but if you think about it as part of your toolkit for talking to your kids, and I think that if your child is in middle school, go ahead and watch Teen Mom, watch this show if you can find it online. Even if you're uncomfortable, your child's uncomfortable, keep talking and throw things like this show into your toolkit and talk to your kids about it. We don't have authority like media has influence over our kids. I mean, the other thing about this study is, wow, huge media influence for good.
Yes.
Huge media influence for good. If just this one show in this one short period of time had such an astounding impact on the teen birth rate, we really need to think about the other media our kids are consuming and what they're learning and the decisions they're making. It's not always good stuff, as I know you well know.
No doubt it has an impact. This show does not get you off the hook in talking to your kid about sex.
Right.
You have to start that talk early. That's the key, isn't it?
Absolutely, and keep it up. Even if you're uncomfortable and as your kids get older, they get uncomfortable, and your job is just to say, I get it. I would have been mortified if my mom had tried to talk to me about this stuff, but I'll be damned if I'm going to be a grandparent before I'm ready, so we're going to talk about it.
And how young do you start that conversation?
So this always makes people crazy, but I recommend we start in kindergarten.
What?
I know, it's super young, but if you think about it, 5 and 6 and 7-year-olds, like 7 and under really, they're super open to the information. They aren't embarrassed, they're curious. They don't notice us being anxious about the conversations, and if you start that early, it becomes a normal part of their family life. It's normal for them to hear about this stuff from you, and then when they need you, they know you're safe and trustworthy and an expert, which is the other thing. And the other piece, too, is that we also know from surveying kids and talking and looking at research in terms of kids' sexual health outcomes, kids who know are safer from child sexual abuse.
Okay.
Yeah, information is empowering, and we want our kids to be empowered to make good decisions, and now we can watch some crappy TV with them.
Great. Looking forward to it. Amy, thank you so much.
Anytime.
We always love having you here.
Thank you. My
Amy
pleasure.
has a website called birdsandbeesandkids.com. She's got lots of great resources on it for parents, so be sure to check it out. And remember, you can watch Northwest Families Wednesday mornings at 10 and Thursday mornings at 8 right here on NWCN.